Hi friends, very good evening to you all. Hope all is well at your end. सब ठीक ठाक, खैरियत, good. Some new faces. Welcome to today's गुफ्तगू session. आप लोगों का स्वागत है. Hopefully आज का भी शाम अच्छी तरह बीतेगी. एक दूसरे के साथ हम गुफ्तगू करेंगे, प्यार से बातें करेंगे, शेयर करेंगे. We will share our experiences, thoughts regarding the topic for the day. Firoz, we can go ahead and get started, right?
Yes, sir. Please.
All right. One moment, let me just set it up. So welcome all of you. Just for the sake of newcomers, if any, I would like to give a hearty welcome to all of you, including the newcomers. This is a session which is called Guftagu, where we can chat to our heart's content. खुशी खुशी बात बांटेंगे एक दूसरे के साथ, experiences share करेंगे एक दूसरे के साथ, सीखेंगे. We'll learn out of all these things. So a free and free formatted है. हम लोग फिर भी structure के लिए कुछ topic देते हैं, पर हम लोग avoid करते हैं दो topics, that is politics as well as religion. Rest of the things जो भी टॉपिक होगा उसके इर्द गिर्द में हम लोग वार्तालाप करेंगे, एक दूसरे का एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करेंगे. सो फॉर दिस वीक द टॉपिक हैज बीन बुक्स एंड मूवीज. तो ऐसा है कि लॉट ऑफ अस मस्ट हैव ग्रोन अप रीडिंग नॉवेल्स, बुक्स, स्टोरी बुक्स. पढ़ाई के बुक्स भी रहेंगे जो भी पढ़ना पड़ता है हमें, एंड एज वेल एज many of the movies are made out of stories which are authored by some people. अगर गुलशन नंदा बोलेंगे तो हमको याद आ जाएगी कटी पतंग, उन्होंने उनकी रचना थी, उससे वो फिल्म बनी है. So you know there are a lot of such authors who have written, जिसकी मूवीज बनी है. तो हम आज बात करेंगे बुक्स एंड मूवीज के बारे में. And by the way, I'm happy to inform all of you that हमने भी एक बुक ऑथर कर दिया है अभी इस साल में. So 2024 I could launch my first book that is called This Day That Year. और इस बुक में what I am doing is it is connected with movies essentially, and इधर उधर थोड़ा सा क्रिकेट का भी जिक्र हो जाता है मूवीज के दरमियान. So essentially this book is talking about this day that year. Say आज फरवरी 6 है, so I will immediately go back to February 6, 1970, यानी 54 years ago. आज के दिन बॉम्बे में रिलीज हुआ था पिक्चर कॉल्ड प्रेम पुजारी. इसे देवानंद ने बनाया था. बॉम्बे में कैसे रिलीज हुआ, क्या रिलीज हुआ, उसके बारे में मेरे अपने याददाश्त से निकाल के जो भी मेरे दिमाग में है बैठा है उसके बारे में मैंने लिखा हुआ है. मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है. These are not necessarily views of general public. It is my personal view कि what happened on that day, उसके पहले क्या हुआ, बुकिंग, एडवांस बुकिंग स्टार्ट हुआ तो क्या हुआ, what was the scene. So इस बारे में जो मुझे याद है एज ए 15-year-old, 1970 में शायद 15 साल का था मैं, तो उस समय क्या था. दिस डे दैट ईयर, दैट इज द टाइटल. सो अभी हर एक दिन कुछ ना कुछ मूवी रिलीज होगा. अभी 1970 में फरवरी 6 वॉज फ्राइडे, सो 1969 में फरवरी 7 वॉज ए फ्राइडे. तो फरवरी 7 ऑफ 1969 क्या हुआ था. तो मुझे याद है कि दो मूवीज रिलीज हुए थे उस दिन. एक है कन्यादान, शशि कपूर और आशा पारेख वाला. दूसरा है मन का मीत, वेयर सुनील दत्त लॉन्च हिज यंगर ब्रदर सोम दत्त. विनोद खन्ना का पहला मूवी था, लीना चंद्रावर का पहला मूवी था. सो उस हिसाब से मैंने कंपाइल किया हुआ है डेटा, जो अपने दिमाग में जो जो आया था. एंड आई वाज एक्चुअली राइटिंग दिस एज ए शेयरिंग ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस ऑन फेसबुक. वो करते करते करीब 260 फिल्मों का मैंने अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कर दिया था फेसबुक में ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड 2017 2016 उस समय पे. So because there is a page on Facebook called This Day That Year जो मैंने खुद ने क्रिएट किया है, and since many of my friends started telling me यार if it is only reaching a limited number of people, why not get it published so that it reaches a larger audience. तो ये सोच के हमने बहुत सोच विचार करने के बाद फाइनली आई वॉज एबल टू कंप्लीट, क्योंकि वो फेसबुक से वैसे का वैसे लिखना भी ठीक नहीं है, उसको रिपेयर करना पड़ता है, इम्प्रूव करना पड़ता है थोड़ा सा. सो वो सब करके हमने फाइनली लॉन्च किया है. संक्रांति के दिन मैंने वो फॉर्मली अनाउंस किया था. तो उसके बाद अभी तक 50 से कॉपियाँ बिक चुकी हैं. सो एंड वॉट एवर आई एम गोइंग टू अर्न, इट्स नॉट अर्निंग एक्चुअली, उसको हम सीधा रीडायरेक्ट करेंगे फॉर अ गुड कॉज. आई एम अटैच्ड टू अ लॉट ऑफ NGOs as well as some outfits that are doing some real good work, उनको सपोर्ट करने का. सो इस बहाने, इसी बहाने जो जो भी बुक खरीदता है उनका भी कंट्रीब्यूशन आ जाता है एक नेक काम में. सो दिस इज हाउ द होल थिंग स्टार्टेड और हमने ये बुक रिलीज किया है. आई कैन शेयर द लिंक विथ ऑल ऑफ यू हाउ टू गेट इट. और वी हैव अदर प्लान्स ऑल्सो जिसके बारे में शायद our friend Firoz will help you understand कि क्या है, maybe this session or some other session. So उसके बारे में हम लोग अलग से बात करेंगे. So when it comes to movies and books and movies and cricket and books, ये मेरा चहीता सब्जेक्ट है, क्योंकि ये मूवीज यानी उसके साथ म्यूजिक भी जुड़ जाता है. सो दीज टू गो हैंड इन ग्लव. सो हमें बहुत भाता है. सो इस बारे में देर इज अ लॉट दैट आई कैन शेयर एंड हेंस इट हैज नाउ कम इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ बुक. मे बी इट मे बी नॉट वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर एवरीबडी, क्योंकि वो काफ़ी रिपीटिटिव भी रहता है. बिकॉज इफ यू आस्क 17-year-old और 15-year-old गए, उसके पास पैसा नहीं है मूवी देखने के लिए. ऑल ही कैन डू इज गो एंड सी क्या पिक्चर रिलीज हुआ, बैनर कितना हाउसफुल चल रहा है, कि क्या हो रहा है, इसी के बारे में लिखेगा और ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. एंड एनी अदर मेमोरीज इन एंड अराउंड दैट वही आ रहा है उसमें बार बार. सो मेमोरीज कुड बी सिमिलर. टिकट मिलती नहीं है, हाउसफुल है, कैसे हाथ में आया टिकट, ब्लैक मार्केटिंग क्या था, व्हाट वेर द रेट्स दोज डेज. टुडे इट इज ऑल अब्यूसिव व्हेन आई सी द टिकट रेट्स. तब हम लोग 2 रुपये में और 3 रुपये में मूवीज देखते थे. दैट इज ऑल्सो ऑन द गुड एयर कंडीशनड हॉल्स में. अगर नॉर्मल हॉल है जहाँ पे फैन ही चलती है, वहाँ पे तो 1 रुपया 1.5 रुपये का भी टिकट हुआ करता था. और जब 1 रुपये के साथ 5 पैसे जुड़ जाते थे फॉर बांग्लादेश रिलीफ फंड इन 1971, हमें बहुत दुख होता था कि ये 5 पैसा एक्स्ट्रा क्यों जा रहा है. सो 1 रुपी 5 पैसे होता था, 2 रुपीज 10 पैसे होता था टिकट्स का, वो 10 पैसे यूज टू गो फॉर बांग्लादेश रिलीफ फंड. सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स आई हैव कैप्चर, वॉट एवर वॉज देयर इन माई माइंड, वो सब मैंने लिख दिया है. एंड अभी आई वेट फीडबैक यानी काफ़ी लोगों ने बताया है मुझे, जो दोज हु वर रीडिंग माई पेज ऑन फेसबुक, उनको अच्छा लगा करके. तो मैं अभी थोड़ा एक छलांग मारी है कि इट रीचेस बिगर ऑडियंस. सो वी विल टॉक अबाउट इट लेटर, बट आई वुड लव टू हियर फ्रॉम सम ऑफ यू हु मे बी हैविंग दैट इच्छा होगी अंदर ही अंदर कि मैंने भी कुछ शेयर करनी है, मैंने भी कुछ लिखनी है. द ऑथर इन यू कैन कम आउट. मूवीज के बारे में, मूवीज दैट वुड हैव मेड एन इम्पैक्ट, एंड उसके ऊपर से आपको कुछ लिखने का होगा, रिव्यू कर सकते हैं, जो भी कर सकते हैं. सो आई वुड इनवाइट ईच ऑफ यू टू टॉक अबाउट द बुक्स दैट यू हैव रेड एंड दोज बुक्स जिसका फिल्म बनी या नहीं भी बनी, क्यों नहीं बनी. इट इज एब्सोल्युटली, वन मोमेंट, कंफर्म योर स्पीकिंग लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश. सो सम नोवेल बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा, लेकिन कोई फिल्म बनी नहीं है, या बनी भी होगी तो हमें पता नहीं है, ऐसे कुछ होगा. सो मे बी वी कैन ऑल शेयर सच थिंग्स इन दिस फोरम, एंड इस बारे में हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे. एंड नीचे आप देखेंगे रिएक्शंस का एक बटन है, अगर वो दबा के आपको हाथ ऊपर कर रहे हैं, रेज योर हैंड्स, और उस हिसाब से आप लोगों से हम लोग वार्तालाप करेंगे. सो मल्टीपल पीपल कैन नॉट बी टॉकिंग, सो वी वुड रिक्वेस्ट वन बाय वन. सो सत्यनारायण जी ने हाथ ऊपर किया है, सो आई विल definitely love to hear from Satyanarayan ji. Yeah, and following that will be Shishir Kapil. So people can raise your hands and keep it ready for us so that minimum time is spent on this activity.
हम
Okay,
लोगों
sir.
ने first thing, good evening to everybody and to
Very
you
good.
also.
Thank you.
Actually, I will share that my experience. When we were in childhood, we have spent 25 naya paisa for a picture on the bench side. At that time, 2 annas were there on the flooring.
True.
2 आना दिया तो जमीन में बैठने का है, 4 आना दिया तो एग्जीक्यूटिव क्लास में बेंच में बैठने का है. वहां से हम लोग चालू किया था. And the last I remember that I could pay the balcony ticket, something 2 rupees 30 paisa balcony.
This was which year and which area or location?
See, I will tell you, this जो 25 पैसा का जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, बेंच पे जो बैठ के हम लोग देखा है, ठीक है. So that was in the year of 1960s, I think, 1960s.
Okay, but not in a metro, not in a metro city. It should be in some.
It is in some tertiary level places, tertiary level places. तो 12 पैसा दिया तो बेंच में बैठने का है, 25 पैसा दिया तो दे आर कंसिडर्ड टू बी स्टेटस पर्सन. उससे ज्यादा स्टेटस में तो 30 पैसे में चेयर देता था बैठने के लिए. तो दैट वाज द सिचुएशन. और लास्ट आई कुड रिमेम्बर इन द चंद्रपुर जिला in Maharashtra, Chandrapur Jilla.
Okay.
That was in earlier 1980s, early 1980s. I spent 2 rupees 30 paisa for the balcony.
Oh.
In 1980s, balcony was 2 rupees 30 paisa. And in the meantime, I've seen that so many people used to sell the ticket in blacks. अरे 2 रुपए का 5 में 2 का 5 का 2 का 5 का 2 का 5 का, like that they used to shout. And for that, many crazy peoples, they used to stand in the line at early morning 4 o'clock. The picture which starts at 9 o'clock, they will stand in the queue at early morning at 4 o'clock. There was a large queue. You cannot imagine that it is around 1.5 kilometers length they were sitting. Are मैं पहला. And many people used to climb on each others. तो there was a धक्का बुक्की किसी को चोट भी लगता तो मुझे भी 1-2 दफे चोट लगा था बचपन में. I could.
You can relate to this.
So that was the things I experienced in my life. So now I'm running 77.
Wow.
So that time we enjoyed that movies and it was very enjoying. Or it was in Nagpur, it was a Panchil theater that was in the early 50s or mid of 50s, something like that. One theater was there, Panchil theater in Nagpur. That was one of the first AC theater in the metros of Nagpur.
Okay.
In the mid of 50s. And that time, the minimum first class and reserve tickets was costing only something 3 rupees something or 2 rupees something like that. And that they used to sell it to 5 rupees, 2 ka 5, 2 ka 5, 2 ka 5.
Very common.
That was common. That was my experience which I faced that one. That was as to convey you that song.
I can just go back my memories. 1967 in Kengeri, which is a part of Bangalore.
Yes.
I've seen a movie in a tent, and that was 50 paise at that time.
That was touring. I have seen in touring talkies. Touring talkies. Every reel they used to change. Every use they used to. I have seen the pictures. Mughal Azam, I have seen that this thing. Saranga, I have seen that one. Likewise, many things I have seen that one.
Okay. So sounds good. But is there any link with any of the books that you have read that was made into a movie?
Actually, this pictures book I don't have that much interest. But I used to purchase that songs books for 10 paisa. They used to sell that song books, picture songs.
Okay.
That I used to collect, and I had a box of full box this thing of different this thing.
Do you still have
everything? Everything is scattered. Sab almost अभी 70-75 साल हो गया sir अभी. छोटे छोटे बुक्स ऐसे रहते थे, 10 पैसा 12 पैसा, 10 पैसा 12 पैसा.
Yeah, they were
That, so
actually
that was my hobby to collect. That was my hobby to collect that one.
okay.
एंड मेनी थिंग्स आई यूज टू मर्मर दैट वन. अब ऐसा कहेंगे, बट उतना तो अपना एक्सपर्ट नहीं. अभी भी जब से फिरोज जी आए पिक्चर में, तब से हम लोग गाना चालू किया है. एंड आई स्टार्टेड सिंगिंग एट द एज ऑफ 73 ओनली. उसके पहले
Wonderful,
कभी
wonderful.
और
It's
नहीं
never
लगा
too late.
है. 73 में आई स्टार्टेड सिंगिंग.
Good. And for further honing of your skills, singing skills, our friend Mohan Krishnan conducts a session every
या
week on.
नहीं, आई
It
विल
is
बी
Thursday,
शेयरिंग,
right?
I will be sharing one song with Mr. Mohan Krishnan.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
very fond that Akina sung. I sung in one of the family event recently.
Okay,
I will be
okay.
sharing with him after this
Yes,
event.
he can really help you. He can guide you also very
No,
well.
he's a very helpful. Mohan Krishnan is very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
That,
Satyanarayan ji.
thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, Shishir ji, would you like to share your views?
Yeah, good evening to you, right? And
Very
all.
good evening. Very good evening.
So,
Good morning to you, is it?
yeah, two things I've been asking right now, right? One is the books and second is the movies, right? Can you hear, no? Can you hear, no?
Yeah, well, very well.
Okay. Now, see, like in most of the sessions, I've been telling you that I've been from Gujarat only or Ahmedabad as such. Most of the time I've been spent in Ahmedabad, right? Okay. So, I categorically remember, if you remember the Indrajal comics, the Phantoms ones, Phantom जो आती थी
हाँ,
उसमें we used to get at station only at Wheeler shop, if you recall the name, right?
हाँ.
So वो खरीदता था and used to read them. You'll be surprised that I've got almost about 150 Phantom comics still today intact.
Oh,
They have been
fantastic.
bundled completely. I don't allow my children to also take out of the house. Anybody ask them, I said, you come into my house and मेरे घर पे आओ और क्या बोलते हैं पढ़ के जाओ. I lend them, which is very very clear, right? So, about 150 Phantom comics I still have with me.
Wow.
So that is the treasure which I have made. Now there are many novels which I've read. For example, the Perry Mason and all earlier, when the college times and all, right? I think सभी ने पढ़ा होगा उसको, right? Was one of the famous characters right now. We used to always love to them, all the suspense kind of thing. And movies may, I'll tell you, movies goes back as almost about, the first movie of Bond, which I'd seen was Dr. No, with my father, of course, right? So that's the starting of the movie career also, right? Okay. And in fact, there were times, itna Ahmedabad, there were only two theaters used to have the English, theaters, So every Saturdays they used to change and all. So itna habit ho gaya tha ki every Friday we used to go and, take the tickets and see the movies, And there was a time used to when, the money was not there. So, like जैसे कि जो black marketers होते हैं, I still remember the name 40 years before, right? His name was Kalu. तो आई टू फोन हिम अप कि मैं कपिल बोल रहा हूँ, मैं यार 2 टिकट रख लेना मेरे लिए, ठीक है? तो कभी कभी तो उसको पैसा भी नहीं देते थे. वी टू नॉट इवन गिव देम द मनी आल्सो. ही सेड कि यार ये लोग आते रहते हैं, कभी नेक्स्ट टाइम दे देंगे लोग. वी टू डू, So that's how the movie has gone. This movie also had come down, this I remember this Sholay. I think almost about 6 hours I stood in the line to get a ticket, right? Right, me and my friends, of course, right, not only me, right? And जो मैं टिकट खरीदी है, लाइक फादर के टाइम से तो बहुत सारी मूवीज देखी हम लोगों ने साथ में, बट व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड परचेजिंग आल्सो इट वाज ऑलमोस्ट आई थिंक 3.25, सॉरी 3.25, ₹3.25 की टिकट्स थी जो मुझे याद है, so this is to happen. And yes, the Bruce Lee movie, if you remember him, right? His movie had come. I think all of us must have seen them also, right? Yeah. Enter the Dragon was one first of these movies, right? Enter the Dragon के बाद में I had to see one more movie, if you know this movie name as Saturday Night Fever. Okay. Right? So there was back to back. So we, वहाँ देखा तुरंत ही we took an auto and then rushed down to see the next movie immediately. and the distance was there almost about 2-3 kilometers. So this kind of activities we have done. Very picarish kind of movies I had also liked. मतलब practically in English में तो काफी कुछ देखा है मैंने. हिंदी का अब देखना शुरू किया है after almost 40-50 years, right, okay, and I've seen almost all of them. And because the flair was there for singing also, I started actually seeing the movie, then seeing the videos, then started singing and all. So this is what it is. So I always love singing, seeing a movie, whether it is English or Hindi right now, right? Of course, novels may we had discussed last time ki you already completed a novel right now. I've yet to complete my 2 novels which I'm writing as such, which I told you last time, right? I said the year is earmarked for 2024. I've written certain more pages, just about 10 each right now in 2 of the novels. Let's see, kab khatam hoga. Hopefully, it should be through in this year, right? This is what I assume. So this is what it is.
Good.
This is from my side, right?
Wonderful, Shishir. Sure, your book will be published.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Let's see.
So
Hoping
all
so.
you need to do is a little bit of focus on that part, and then
Yeah,
complete
that area is gray area right now. So थोड़ा जब mood आता है तो I normally write in the night, very late night. So 12-1 बजे शुरू करता हूँ तो 1 घंटा ही लिखता हूँ. मतलब उसके बाद तो then I stop again.
Okay.
So this is what it is.
So maybe you can take advantage of some of the tools that are available now.
No, I know a lot of chat GTPs and all, which I also know as right. But I personally like, I would like to write it down the whole
Yeah, I also agree because it makes it's
because after computers, PCs and all, basically lot of things have been lost in just writing. I prefer writing as such. Ultimately it has to be documented in any case, right?
You're using a paper and pen and writing.
Yeah, very much. I've got a file and all. I've got that's what I do.
Manuscript, yes. Okay,
manuscript.
Because I had used MS Word for
at least when we leave, at least the children should have at least seen or some kind of writing also, no? Maybe later on.
Yeah.
That is also there.
Book where I have written a lot of things.
Okay. That's great, yeah. Absolutely good.
Thank you, Shishir. We would
Welcome.
love to move to listen to Saroj ji.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saroj ji.
Hello, namaste everyone.
Namaste ji, namaste.
My earliest experience of movie is since 1954-55.
Wow.
So that's the time when I used to live in Mumbai, in Mahim, very close to the beach, Shivaji Park.
Okay.
And in our complex, like that time we used to call it, Vada, not like complexes and high-rise buildings. We used to have cottages, like the old Anglo-Indian people used to live before the war, and those were occupied by the people. So one of the cottages we were living in. Only there was one tall building of a 5-story building amongst the cottages. And in that building, Rashid Khan used to live, who was very assistant to Devanand.
Yeah.
And he used to, Do you remember, sir?
Yeah, I remember Rashid Khan well.
Yeah.
Short fellow.
So Rashid Khan used to be there always in Devanand movies.
Yes,
so one first movie projected on the terrace of that building was on a big screen with a projector, and it was a movie Jal picture.
Jal, okay.
Jal. Devanand was there and Geeta Bali was there. And the famous song of that song is Ye Raat Ye Chandni Fir Kahan Sun Ja Dil Ki Daastaan. And the other movie which I remember I had seen in a theater was a City Light in Mahim. And I paid 5 annas at that time to see a movie. And yeah, that was fun. And otherwise, nowadays I watch movie. I watch quite many movies, but the moment I'm out of theater, I forget even the name of the movie. So That's it, sir. You can.
You have Paradise Cinema also very close to mine.
Yeah, Paradise. Yeah. I used to watch movies in Paradise and City Light.
City Light, which is on the same road, whereas
Yeah.
Rivoli used to be on a perpendicular road.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so
You're from Mumbai, sir?
yeah, I grew up in Bombay only.
Yeah.
I,
Very right. You're very right, sir.
all the cinema halls I'm very familiar with. So Badal Bijli Barka came much later. But Rivoli, City Light and Plaza on the other side, Broadway, I mean Kohinoor.
Yeah.
All those
Yes.
on one side.
Kohinoor is a big mall now.
No mall, yeah. I know most of
Yeah.
them, that single cinema screens have all gone, vanished slowly and steadily.
Yeah.
I think
But it
in
used
the
to be
recent
fun
past,
watching.
no, in the recent past, one of the movies that again attracted people back to cinema halls, even single screen ones, was Gadar.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people went
Gadar 2. Yes.
Gadar 2, yeah, not the
Yeah.
Gadar Ek Prem Katha Nahi.
Yeah. Nowadays we watch movies on Netflix and no need to go on in the theater.
Yeah, but the charm of
Yeah.
watching a movie in a hall and seeing at home, there is difference. It is exactly like seeing a cricket match at the ground and seeing at home comfortably.
Yes, sir.
उसमें भी फर्क है वैसे ही है. But do you have any books that you have read which were made into movies?
Not really, sir. I was busy with my profession. Don't go into that extent, regarding movies. I watch, but yeah, also profession.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sarojji.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Rajinder Shah, the next person online.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, Rajinder ji.
Sir, meet after a long time.
Yes.
Yes.
Last week I was traveling, unfortunately.
I have also not attended some of the due to some other reasons. Sir, I remember about in Vadodara I am sitting. I remember about 65, 67. I used to see the children movie on for 25 paisa in the morning 9 o'clock. Kalamani talking was Lorena Hardy and these type of sort of pictures are coming every Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning 9 a.m. Yes. So I have seen so many movies, children movie at that time for 25 paisa. One talkie is also.
It would be reduced rates for the early morning show.
Yes, early morning, 9 o'clock for children movie. Particularly Lorena Hardy picture I have seen. Lorena Hardy. Yeah, I'm 65, 67 I'm talking about. Yes, and otherwise, I remember the people on the whole night. People are on the queue for this Sole and then Kurbani. I used to say. Kurbani picture is also like this. People used to on the queue since in the night, in the early morning. Means early before one day, the whole night they are, and so many. क्या बोलते हैं डंडा भी खाते थे वो लोग डंडा भी खाते थे तो अभी लोग को इतना क्रेज था पिक्चर देखने का वो मेरे को याद है
हाँ बराबर है that was the only source of entertainment उस जमाने में वो भी महंगा था उस जमाने
yes तो ऐसा था ऐसा इतना रिमेम्बर है बाकी बुक्स तो सब सारे हम वेकेशन में हम वो लाइब्रेरी में हम बुक पढ़ते थे Central Library was there, very cheap. 2 rupees, I think that was a free, and and that 2 rupees are refunded at the time of closing the membership. That is deposit only. Deposit only. And in the vacation we used to read the books. In that time, it was there because there are no other things. That is the thing. That is only I remember, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Rajendra Shahji, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I will now request Raman sir to talk about his experiences of books and movies.
Oh, thank you. I hope my sound is reaching you because I'm having some sort of a trouble with my network. Okay, that's why I switch off the camera now and then, just to improve receptivity. Well, on the subject of movies, I first went to the movie hall, not a hall, a tent kotai in the year 1945-46. Okay, where the cheapest class was selling for 12 pice.
Oh,
you have a sand-filled floor, kacha floor, with a tent, with a thick tent cloth overhead, just like a circus, dera or whatever you like to call it. And when it rained, well, you have to sit without an umbrella and get drenched. And you won't hear a thing in the theater because the noise of the rain will drown all the sounds.
Oh.
Those days, 12 pice was the cheapest and 1 rupee was the highest. That is a chair. There was a bench without back and a back bench also. If you pay 25 pice, you go to a bench without back. You have to pay a little extra, 12 pice more to get a back bench. Those were the days. And well, the rates are always a very interesting story any time of the day because it is 80 years old and all that. The next eventful thing I would like to say about movie experience is when I went to Ooty, we had a theater, very quiet one, which screened only English films. And the rates of admission was something like 87 pice, etc. Everybody, it was only chairs all the way. There was no other thing. One beautiful thing we observed was there was a restaurant attached to the side of the theater. So if you go to see a film, you can just open the door and go to a hotel, which is specialized in snacks, meals, biryani, whatnot. So what people used to do is they put their 1/2 ticket on the chair and go to the adjacent hotel to have their snacks or meal or whatever, and nobody usurped their seats. That is the kind of life. And my first AC experience was in Chennai. Minerva was the only theater having air conditioned in those days. We went to see Psycho with a friend, with his wife. The theater fellows refused admission to the wife, saying she looks too young. So this film is not for her. We argued any length of time. The manager will not budge. So we have to come back without seeing the film. I went some other day to see the film. That is my AC theater experience. Coming to books, reading books and seeing them on the screen, the experience, at least in my case, has been varied. I saw 3 excellent English films, which was as though I was reading the book. The first one was A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens. It was filmed by MGM in the 1940s. I don't even know the actors now. It was just like opening the book and reading it. Word by word, you can live through the book once more when you saw the film. The other one was Godfather. And there was one more, Bhavani Junction. My English, we all speak Indian English, right? I went to see Bhavani Junction thinking about the book I have read. And I didn't quite understand any bit of dialogue because the British accent, it didn't sound like English at all. Could not make out anything. I felt very highly disappointed. Okay. As for the recent ones, there is one great novel by a well-known writer in Tamil, T. Janaki Raman. T. Janaki Raman is a famous writer in Tamil. He is supposed to be a classical writer. And one of his best works is Mohamud. It was filmed by a very well-meaning director. And the film was a dud. Anybody who saw the film felt sorely disappointed. And there are worse cases. Agilan's Pavai Valakku. Almost all Tamil novels filmed did not do well.
I see, okay.
One exception is Ponniyin Selvan, which did very well. But it had almost no relation to the story you read in Kalki. It is altogether something different. Same Kadalai Mavu, one is Bhaji, the other is Mysore Pak. It is something like that. So, this is it. our Indian film was a guide also. Guide was also a disappointment because even the central character was not portrayed correctly. What R.K. Narayan intended and what Devanand put out was totally different. And it is like seeing some other film, nothing to do with the guide written by R.K. Narayan. No, that is the kind of thing. That is my movie experience. I don't want to take too much time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raman sir. I think they do change a whole lot of things to suit the audience taste and probably modify the original story to a large extent.
Not only that, we get an image in our minds about the characters. When you see even a Shivaji Ganesan or M.G. Ramachandran in that role, you hate it. That's all. However good, great actors they may be, that won't do. The other thing I wanted to say is Godfather, Marlon Brando. Godfather has also been filmed very intelligently, and I liked the film very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That was also rehashed in Hindi called Dharmatma. Thanks, Raman.
I am sure they made a disaster of it.
Yeah, must be. Chalo. Thank you, Raman sir. We now move to Mrityunjay. Anyone who would like to speak, kindly go ahead and use the reaction button and raise your hands.
Akhbari sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar.
वीडियो पिक्चर वीडियो नहीं. हेलो.
हाँ, आप सुनाई दे रहे हैं जी.
हाँ, जहाँ तक पिक्चर का सवाल है तो याद आ रहा है 69 68 का समय इंटर क्लास में थे हम लोग और नॉर्थ बिहार में थे सहरसा. तो पिक्चर हॉल गए थे देखने के लिए. वैसे पिक्चर इंटरेस्ट नहीं था हमको, लेकिन फादर जबरदस्ती भेजते थे कि जाओ देख कर आओ. और आकर उस पिक्चर का थीम पूछते थे. तो उस पिक्चर देखे, उसमें थीम क्या तुम समझे. उस समय भाई बेंच पर बैठने का 50 पैसा था और नीचे जमीन पर बालू वाला जमीन पर बैठना है 25 पैसा में. 1 रुपया में चेयर था, तो चेयर पर बैठते थे. लेकिन वही है कि पिक्चर को ध्यान से देखते थे क्योंकि घर पर जाकर बताना है पिक्चर का थीम क्या है. तो वो पिक्चर का थीम जैसे जाते थे, तो तुम देख कर आए तो बताओ उसमें क्या तुम सीखे, क्या तुम समझे, हमको बताओ. तो ये पूछते थे. ये उनका अच्छा था कि जाओ, जा रहे हो तो वहां से कुछ सीख कर आओ. उसका थीम क्या है पता तो था. और अभी हमने एक बुक लिखा है, रेखा डेयर्स टू ड्रीम, माय वाइफ पर है.
अरे वाह.
तो ये क्योंकि वाइफ कोरोना से डेथ हो गया था 1915 में, 215 में, सॉरी 215. तो कोरोना काल में बस यही था. तो उसका मेमोरी लिखे उसके बारे में कि कैंसर होता है तो पेशेंट पर क्या गुजरता है, फर्स्ट इंफॉर्मेशन उसको मिलता है तो कैसे उसको सांत्वना देना चाहिए, कैसे उसको समझाना चाहिए, कैसे क्या फेस करना चाहिए. तो बोकारो स्टील प्लांट में थे हम, वहां से हमको रेफर किया गया बॉम्बे. तो बॉम्बे में क्या प्रॉब्लम होता है आउटसाइडर के लिए, मेन प्रॉब्लम है वहाँ रेसिडेंस का. इसलिए वहाँ क्या क्या फेस किए, जर्नी में क्या फेस होता है, पेशेंट को अकेले नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए, उस रस में क्या उसका जो भी एक्सपीरियंस होता है, जो प्रॉब्लम होता है और क्या ट्रीटमेंट हुआ, क्या उसके बारे में पूरा डिटेल हमने इसमें लिखा है.
अच्छा.
और ये मार्केट में अवेलेबल, रेखा डेयर्स टू ड्रीम अगेन.
ओके ओके.
तो नोशन प्रेस से निकला है. नोशन प्रेस साइट पर अवेलेबल है, अमेजोन में भी अवेलेबल है.
अच्छा.
तो इसको कैंडली देखिएगा, पढ़िएगा.
क्यों नहीं.
बहुत ही इमोशनल बुक है. तो यही मेरा अभी तो लिखे हैं और दूसरा अभी ट्राई कर रहे हैं दूसरा लिखने के लिए, अभी चल रहा है उसका.
बहुत अच्छे उनके अच्छा लगा.
तो इसमें मेन उसी पर है अपना.
ओके. कितने पन्नों के?
ये करीब 208.
अच्छा, गुड, राइट साइज।
235 का है, 235 का है।
ओके, ठीक है, हम लोग भी खरीद लेंगे वो।
हाँ, रेखा डियर्स टू टीम, लिंक अगर होगा तो, लेकिन लिंक
हाँ,
परमिशन मिलेगा कि नहीं इस पर भेजने का?
चलिए, कोई नहीं, थैंक यू सो मच जी।
हाँ, ओके, थैंक यू।
या सुरेश नंदा जी, आप कुछ बयान करना चाहेंगे?
Sure. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can. Very well.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
I was born in 1960 in Jaipur in Koraput district of Odisha. So at those days, in my childhood and youth days, film and radio Ceylon and Binaka Gitmala was the two most entertainment things. At that time, I was the movie buff, and I have read all the magazines which were available in India, starting from Picture Post, Screen, Film Industry, Filmfare, Star and Style, Stardust, Film Mirror, Film Life, all.
अच्छा,
And so even in Hindi, Sushma, उसके बाद जहां तक पढ़ाई का ये है, in our home, we were all book lovers. So
okay.
I have read all the magazines available in India, starting from Bliss of Rushi Karanjia, Film Industry, Illustrated Weekly, those were the popular themes.
Correct.
Then, so for films, only Saturday and Sunday we used to go to English movies, all James Bond movies, then Ben-Hur, Ten Commandment, only Saturday and Sunday. Even sometime I used to go to Visakhapatnam and Jagdalpur also to watch movies. It was the trend those days with youngsters, because pictures used to come very late to our hometown because it's a small town those days. So it was great fun. I have watched movies, Telugu movies also. Kantarao, N.T. Ramarao, Rajnalla, S.V. Rangarao, those days. I used to watch Telugu movies also a lot those days.
Okay.
30 paisa ticket tha, 60 paisa, then 1 rupees 50 paisa, 2 rupees was balcony. Balcony was a status symbol those days. That was great fun those days. It was very excitement again. And book buying was really a luxury those days. कोई भी जाता हमारे शहर से भुवनेश्वर जाता है, विशाखापट्टनम जाता है, कलकत्ता, मुंबई, तो हम फर्स्ट पूछते कि व्हाट बुक्स यू बॉट. उस टाइम जो हमारा ये था, लिविंग रूम में जो टी पॉय होता, वहां मैगजीन एंड न्यूज़पेपर रखते थे. दैट वाज द मेन अट्रैक्शन. आजकल तो दैट हैज बिकम एन आउटडेटेड डॉगमास. आजकल तो लोग अखबार भी पढ़ते नहीं शायद, बहुत सारे हैं. लिविंग रूम में आपका लगता था न्यूज़पेपर एंड बुक्स. आजकल तो वो those things have gone.
Print media. But
we have to move with time. We have to move with time.
Yeah, we have to move with time. At the same time, उसका मजा अलग ही है. जो न्यूज़पेपर खोल के बैठो और पढ़ो, उसका मजा अच्छा ही है. At least our generation will relate to that. Then next is all into soft copies.
Yeah. देखो, you cannot be emotionally attached when you are reading a book on the internet. अभी किताब खुद पढ़ते हो तो जो लाइन आपको अच्छा लगता है, you underline it, then see the meaning from dictionary. That has his own charm. And letter writing is a catharsis. You express your emotion, sentiment. वो तो WhatsApp में नहीं आएगा ना.
नहीं आएगा.
Even I have kept all my friends' letters in a file. Okay. It's a
treasure.
For me, it's a treasure because the way they write, the way they express themselves, it's a great literary masterpiece for me. I've kept all letters. पूरा editing करके मैं एक फाइल में रखा हूँ मैं.
सुरेश जी, आपको आपका पहला मूवी याद है क्या? आपने देखा होगा
पहला मूवी शायद संगम या एन इवनिंग इन पेरिस 67 या 68 में मैंने ये देखा था शायद, एन इवनिंग इन पेरिस ऑफ शम्मी कपूर शर्मिला टैगोर, संगम शायद। और मेरे हुजूर गया था, मैं सेकेंड शो गया था, मैं सो गया, ये याद है मेरे को। मेरे हुजूर मेरे को जब भी बोलते सेकेंड शो जाते थे 9 बजे, नहीं यार इनको मत लेके जाओ, वेस्ट ऑफ मनी, ये सो जाएगा बीच में।
Actually, there is a big difference between South and Mumbai. Especially the parlance. We say in Mumbai, 11 o'clock show in the morning is called matinee. Then there is a first show which is around 2-3 o'clock. Then second show is 6 o'clock and night show.
Yeah.
4 shows normal थे. And weekends में Saturday, Sunday 8 a.m. show भी होता था, which is a morning show. But when I went to Hyderabad somewhere in the early 70s, when they say matinee, it is actually 3 o'clock show.
Yeah. In our town also 2:30.
2:30, 3 o'clock show.
Yes.
The first show for us is the matinee show for Hyderabad. Yeah. That was some difference I found at that time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Suresh Nandaji.
My pleasure, sir. It's my pleasure.
Saroj ji wants to add something more to what she has already said. Please go ahead, ji.
You must have a special program on these snacks they sell in the theaters now.
No, yeah. Hanji, Saroj ji.
The very famous movie Harry Potter. There is a book the book was written first and then the movie was made. It's a fantastic movie, but when I saw for the first time, I was sleeping in the theater. But now, my grandson made me see all the 10 episodes and all the 10 movies of Harry Potter. And every time I go to sleep, he said, "Watch, Nani, watch. You have to watch."
Yeah, it is very.
So that is one of the best book. I mean, it takes time to understand that movie and the characters to remember. So I just remember the related movie-related book. That's what I wanted to add. Thank you, sir. Please.
We Dehati type of people, we say Hariputtar.
Hariputtar. That was a failure, sir. That was a miserably projected movie, sir.
Thank you, Sarojji. Who else would like to? Mohan, would you like to share your thoughts?
Yeah, so good evening. Thank you, friend.
Good evening.
I always took a fondness for reading up novels, especially when it is a English movie. Well, I remember going to see the movie Guns of Navarre. And in the entire movie, I understood only one dialogue. I'm Captain James Mallory. Other than this, to samajh mein nahi hai.
Accent.
And everybody will come back as soon as I come back home. My age fellows will come and ask me, story batao.
Story bolo.
And being a tall storyteller, I used to write my own story of Guns of Navarre. So then I said, ki nahi, aisa nahi chalega. So then I started looking up and reading. So before going to the movie, I used to read up. So it was Guns of Navarone, Cleopatra. I used to read up. And like Raman sir mentioned, the differences used to be noted. Particularly one movie which, a couple of movies which I read and I started explaining to people, I found even I had an elders audience. Oh. That's when I decided my storytelling profession is a very good profession. I saw a movie, Omen. I went with a lot of family members and none of them understood the movie. So we all came back home.
Double chakka wala movie or triple chakka?
Yeah, that also had our, what is called, our guy, my favorite actor, Gregory Peck.
Oh, Gregory Peck.
He acted there. So I went, and as soon as he came back home, there was a conference around the dining table. They said, Kya baat hai? What is happening? So I had to tell the story. How the 3 sixes mean the Satan, and how the Satan's son is born by rape of a wolf, and then things like that. And I explained the total story in detail. Then the next thing they said, by exorcist padho, exorcist samjhao. So that became something like I read. Then the coming of the Google and things like that has been very helpful, because when you don't understand a story, you can read it up. So that's how I started this passion for reading and seeing the movie of the same novel. And like Raman sir mentioned, there is a lot of difference. And one of my hobbies is to rewriting the ends of many of these movies.
Okay.
I rewrite the end. So then it's a very, like, when they say, Dil Diya, Dard Diya, end mein they sing the song and go together. So I rewrite the end. यार एक बार दिल टूट गया तो वो जुड़ता नहीं है. So I rewrite all these ends, and they're all available with me. All these paper grid notebooks. I've got about 50 notebooks of all these rewritten stories. Okay. And recently, last few years, I've taken up telling stories on the YouTube. I tell a story, it is recorded and it's put on YouTube. And I have stories from Ramayana, I have stories from Mahabharata, I have stories of independence heroes, old movies, new movies.
Sessions here, I know.
Yeah, I've got about 10 to 12, a number of sessions. And I also have about 139 talks of the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Now, I'm making I have a offer to anybody who can help me. I would like somebody to convert this into books. They have to patiently listen to my lectures, rewrite them, send it back to me for editing. And if I can convert the Bhagavad Gita, I would like to make it as 3 volumes, 1 to 6, 1 volume, 7 to 12, 1 volume, 13 to 18, 1 volume. 3 volumes of the Bhagavad Gita I want to write. Then I have stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and so many other things I would like to convert them into. Apart from that, I've got nearly 100 manuscripts of handwritten notes. I have this fancy for writing with different color inks. There's a brown color ink. There's a purple color ink.
Wow.
And I spent a lot of money on this pen. This pen is a Waterman, which costs about 10,000 rupees.
Oh, wow.
So this is a 10,000 rupee pen. And this pen is called Can Write. It costs about 2,000 rupees. Wow. I'll show you a couple of pens more. Yeah. This is another Waterman pen, which I fill with a brown, a bright brown. This pen costs about 12,000 rupees. And this is a 1987 model Parker pen.
Okay.
Which those days cost $50. In 1987, it was $50. So very valuable collection of pens and different colorings. And then, yeah, these ink bottles. Each bottle comes for about 400 to 600 rupees. It's 40 rupees wala ink nahi hai.
So you are a pen man, right, Ernest?
So I love writing.
Mohan.
In my lifetime, I would like to convert them into books. Because I don't know how these manuscripts will be valued. Like I heard people say, like Shishir say, I like Suresh say, I would like to leave this for my next generation. Hey, what's the guarantee that they will not throw it to the kabaddi wala?
Yeah, they will. Because
but yeah, one good thing about my writing is what I wrote in 1987, I can read it even today. That means my handwriting was not lousy. So this is my hobby of writing, creating stories and then trying to make it into a movie in my own mind. There are so many unmade movies, unreleased movies here. Acha lagta hai. Nice talking to you.
Mohan, मुझसे बच के रहना, क्योंकि I have got this habit of flicking pens.
Okay.
Even from if I like a pen, like we go to petrol pump and then you sign. Those days was check wala, card wala days, so you have to sign. So you would give. If the pen is good, I would keep it in my pocket. So I have a weakness for pens, so मुझसे बचे रहो.
I remember sound clips में जब आए थे, I had brought this pen along.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was, I always put it here, and before the start of the show, I hide it inside because कोई बोलेगा यार हमको कुछ लिखना है, वड़ा का मेनू लिखना है, हमको दो, and the pen never comes. Yeah, this is not worth 10,000 rupees के लिए वड़ा डोसा is not worth it. So हम नहीं देते. So उसके लिए अलग हम रेनॉल्ड्स पेन लेके जाते हैं, उसको दे देते हैं. यार रेनॉल्ड्स ले लो, उसका भी हम कैप निकाल लेते हैं, रख लो यार.
Correct. Very checked. One more thing I wanted to check with you. You said that you like to change the ends. You write your own endings.
Yeah, ending, yeah.
There are movies where they change the ends also.
Yeah, they do. Abhi, jaise, for example, the movie Kora Kagaj was made in Bengali as Shat Pake Bandha.
Okay.
So I rewrote the Kora Kagaj end to suit a different mindset. कि वो लोग इतने सारे बातें करते हैं, they don't come back together and said कोरा कागज गाना नहीं होता है. He says, अच्छा मैं चलूं? He says, हाँ हाँ चलो, and they board their separate trains and go. Similarly, Tamil में एक मूवी आई थी पुदुये परवई. It was made in Bengali as Shesh Anko. So Shesh Anko had Uttam Kumar, and in the last scene of Shesh Anko, what will happen is, when it is proved that it was actually Uttam Kumar who killed his first wife, he will not go into all those who dialogue and things like that. He will simply say, he will. There's a lady claiming to be his wife. So the person will say, he will say, she cannot be my wife. Oh, Amar Ginni hote parena. Then one person will ask, Kano hote parena? Why can't she be your wife? He will say, Ei had diye marriage. I killed her with these hands.
To fas gaya.
And he'll say, Inspector, cholo. The movie ends there. So generally, I rewrite. The only end I agreed with was in Guide. Otherwise, most of the stories, especially all those fancy haath pakad ke walking into the sun, I invariably rewrite those stories, lines and things like that.
See, the movie makers also have done that quite a few
But yeah, if it flops, kya karenge? So they always have to keep an eye, because ultimately you and I can write stories, but wo paisa dalta hai.
Correct.
So you don't like happy endings?
I will not say I don't like happy endings. See, I don't know. Look at it from an angle of Vedanta that I study. As a storyteller, I am objective about the story. I would like to give different twists. And especially all these lawyers, ye jo Waqt movie hai na, Waqt movie ka entire court scene I have rewritten myself.
Okay.
Of course, ultimately Chinoy Seth ko pakda, but caught him in a different way. So when they write those dramatic story, courtroom scenes and so on, I recently saw a Malayalam movie. It was an amazing movie. Aapko dekhna hai ye movie. It had Mohanlal. The movie was called, बहुत अच्छा नाम था, Nir. An amazing movie. You should see. And then when it is Mohanlal.
I just saw it. Great movie.
It's an amazing movie. So whenever I see movies with court scenes and things like that, I've been realism into the court section. And then imagine, I see myself as either a prosecutor or a defense and asking those questions. And I've created a character. The character is called Krishna, your advocate. I am that person.
Oh, you are. Good. You have the uncanny knack of writing scripts also, right? So
I do write scripts with Krishna here as a protagonist, and I am either the solicitor or the detective or the advocate asking tricky questions. Sometimes I am the judge. I tell the people, prosecutor, I will debar you from practicing in my court. Beware. I will hold you for contempt. ये सब dialogue वाला लिख के रखता हूँ. अच्छा लगता है.
Not the plaintiff. I don't know how many of you know, the end of Sholay was changed actually.
Yeah.
We have on the YouTube the original end of the movie also.
Yeah.
Wherein actually Sanjeev Kumar kills somebody.
Which one, sir? Which one? Sholay. Okay.
In the movie, actually, he goes back to the jail. That is how it ends, actually. But that is not the way it was originally shot. But I think they changed the end. And the other end is available. Actually, that link is available on YouTube. Likewise, Raj Kapoor's they changed the end.
Yeah.
Tamil movie made in Hindi, Gauri. I think Shanti. So Gauri had okay, anyway, we'll not get into that. We have more people to talk. So Sarojji, you have something more to add. Please go ahead.
I have a question to Mohan sir. About the link of his YouTube and in YouTube? Which language he wants.
I want everything written. I want it all in English.
All in English.
Yeah, I want it all in English. The YouTube link comes under G. Ramesh.
Sorry, sir?
All my Bhagavad Gita talks will come under G. Ramesh. And my stories will come under Mohan Krishna. I'll send you a link and you can even search for it using my email ID, rbi.mohan@gmail.com. You have songs and you have a section called Reflections in which you will have stories. I would like somebody who can do a scribe work for me and write it for me so that I can do the editing part, add a little more, creative expressions and things like that. I'm very fond of writing it in English.
Have you tried this voice to text?
Voice to text is
application.
But
voice to text application. See, I'll tell you what. I would like to work with humans. I would like to tell you, भाई देखो ये scene है, and I want you to write it for me, and I'll say इसमें ऐसा डालो, उसमें ऐसा डालो, ऐसा डालो. I would like to work with humans. You know, the irony these days is a machine wants you to confirm that you are a human being. ये क्या बड़ा joke है यार. I am not a robot.
Yeah.
And when you drink, they will pour you from aerated water, and you have to wash your hands in lemon. This irony is very disturbing. I would like to work with humans, even if it is on Zoom. Suppose I write, I would like to say exactly what's in my mind and what kind of diction is to be used and how would I like the expression to be written there. अपना पूरा ये शेक्सपियर का ये जो है ना, the talk of Julius Caesar, that fellow Antony's burial of Julius Caesar, वो भी बहुत सारा हमने dialogue अपना बहुत कुछ अपना ही लिखा है. बहुत है, a lot of volumes of books, a lot of paper to be carried. If I move house, I have to have a ton of paper material, stationery to carry.
Thanks, Mohan, for your description and articulation. Helps us a lot. Thank you. No more hands up. So shall I start asking people to talk? Ramaji has raised her hand. Yes, Ramaji, welcome after a long time. Sorry, unmute.
Last week I attended. It was about travel. Remember? सुनाई दे रहा है?
हाँ, एकदम mild सुनाई दे रहा है. Let me increase my volume to 100%.
Okay.
Okay,
you can increase the volume, or should I?
I have increased from my side because it was around 70%. I changed it to 100. Now I am able to hear you.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. Mohanji, well said. Nalla pesinadu. Actually,
as always.
Yes, as always. Actually, what he's trying to talk about is somebody to write the script. He will talk and then somebody else writes and then he will edit. This is called ghost writing. This terminology is called the ghost writing.
It's already spoken.
No, that is not right. Ghost writing is I write it, you take it and publish in your name.
Correct. That is ghost writing.
That is ghost writing. This is called, I think it is called something like he was my script or something. There's a word for it.
See, usually autobiographies are written this way. You tell,
that is true.
You speak,
that is quite true.
And then somebody is rewriting your script and then they pass it on to you to read and approve, edit.
Yes.
Cut off certain things.
In fact, Ramaji is not wrong. See, ghost writing is somebody writes it for me from scratch. He listens and writes for me. Whereas, what I am looking for is a scribe who will listen to me.
Scribe is right.
Who will use my language most of the time.
Yeah.
But give it a little bit of, completing the grammar and things like that. Because I am thinking very fast. I may not use the right punctuation.
Exactly.
Giving it a little more grammatical correctness and the syntax properly expressed. Sequencing it properly. Someday, I've got a very long story written. It's written in part 1, part 2. Someday, maybe in some forum, I would like to share. It can run into a 300-page novel. Okay, it's a story. The story is called Mishu. Okay, it's about a very beautiful person who comes into the life of somebody and comes back and the daughter comes back into his life after 20 years. Okay, it's written in 2 parts. So it's available as a handwritten script. So it is based in Bengal. So somebody told me, I want you, when you write, I want you to bring the street oils frying, singada smells of Bengal and things like that.
Mhm.
They say, imagine you're walking through Bengal and the frying of singadas and those fish fries and things like that, that aroma should hit you when you're writing the novel.
Yes. The description should be so good. It should
Vivid,
touch
yeah.
your heart.
But Ramaji has a point. Yeah, I'd like a scribe.
They are very highly paid. Very highly paid. All right. So this is about movies or books?
Books and movies, books made into movies or movies made into book or whatever.
Oh, so that is the connection that, all right. Or just reading books or just seeing movies? What is it?
In and around that, you are free to be
any. Okay, bring in my perspective to it.
I wrote a book about the movies that released on this day that year. So I started that way.
Okay. So you have written books. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, I do write a lot. I do contribute a lot to, even Facebook. Today also somebody had posted a picture of a coin purse. Coins ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಚ್ಚಿರ್ತೀವಿ. It is a small purse which is palm size, and you don't have to search for the coins in your big purse. They were the ladies who do that. Then I said, if it is a coin purse, why don't you have sections for different storing of different coins? Because 1 rupee, 2 rupee, they all are almost the same size. Sometimes 1 rupee coin is bigger than the 2 rupee coin. So these ideas, when you see something, ideas start flowing. So I just write, and then she said, oh, that's a wonderful idea. Why not I take this as a new project idea itself? Can you elaborate? I said, okay, I'll do that. What do you mean by sections? I said, I put a plus mark, and that plus mark, you have 4 quarters where you can store 1 rupee coin in one pocket, 2 rupees, and then 5 and 10 or 5 and 20 coin, and then 10 or 20 rupees. 20 rupees, usually we don't get so much. 5 rupees, 10 rupees. So that takes care of 4 quarters in the purse. So when you plan a purse, you put a cross, and then I went ahead and added something like, you color code it. You line each quarter in a different color, so that when it is green lining, your 1 rupee coins in that. Red, but never mix up red and blue side by side, because there may be some color blindness also. Sometimes when in the dark, you cannot make out whether it is blue or green. Of course, with the practice, So I just went on, and one idea, another, it led to another, and all that. It has become a project for them. So writing, Naka, it just comes when you see. Yes. And there was another one today. Mylapore Express is a restaurant run by J. Jayaraman or somebody, Jayaraman Iyer, in America, in the Bay Area. So he put up some menu card for a Kalyana Sapad, that is marriage feast, how he has planned, and the marriage was held on 4th February. He put the menu card itself and said, oh, this, that, and all that. Then he asked people to comment on that card. So I just went, what is in the menu and what is not in the menu. Pachadi, khichdi should be there, khichdi should be there, sweet pachadi also, and tair pachadi also. So you missed on the sweet pachadi. So these are the things you jump from idea to idea. When you see something, ideas run in your mind, because you have experience, you have read so much, you have learned so much, you have your experiences, and you know what to make out of a thing, even if it is a different topic. So reading books has been my, books are a great companion for me. And I never felt alone or loneliness or isolated. If I get, even if in a clinic or somewhere, a public place, if I have a magazine there, I'll pick it up and start reading it. So that is the madness. Yes, when you are connecting it to movies, I can connect it to the movie guide and the guide, which, the book by R.K. Lakshman.
R.K. Narayan.
R.K. Narayan.
Oh, R.K. Lakshman.
Huh? R.K. Lakshman? I
R.K.
don't know.
Lakshman.
Somebody did the R.K. Lakshman did the cartoon, and R.K. Narayan wrote the script, I think. I wrote the
Narayan
novel.
was more of this Victoria 203 type of movies here. I thought R.K. Lakshman was a more serious
Right.
cartoonist. The guide was by R.K. Lakshman, if I mistake not.
Okay. I am confused about that.
Guide was written by
Narayan.
R.K. Narayan.
R.K. Narayan.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, it was serialized in Illustrated Weekly, actually.
I read the book, novel also. And when the movie came, I liked the movie better than the
Original.
the novel. And another one was
Great injustice to the author.
Author was so bitter. But where is the question? Did he write Piya to se naina lage in the novel? He didn't write. That we all enjoyed the movie songs. So that was the attraction for liking the movie.
I would have liked the bonda sold in the theater.
All right, it is your what you do. All right, and
I will keep quiet.
Another, no, don't keep quiet. You are always welcome to air your, and we don't feel no hard feelings at all. And another novel which comes to my mind.
I was talking to my grandson.
Oh, okay, all right.
He was complaining about the noise I am making.
Oh, okay. Another kind of noise. Okay. So there was one more novel, Chemin.
Okay.
I read the novel and I saw the movie. Yes. I liked the movie better. Some name. I don't recollect the name.
Manasa Maile Varu. Kadalina Kara Ponari.
Beautiful songs. Salil Chaudhary. What music. What a story.
Salil Chaudhary's music. It was Salil Chaudhary.
So you want others to sing. That is not going to happen.
No, from the book, I can't hear the music at all. So I don't. I mean, I can imagine. Yes, I do imagine. When you're reading, you recreate.
But you must read Chemin now. Great.
I did.
She did. That's what she said. But she liked the book better.
Yeah. Sorry, someone is asking me something or. Okay. So books and movies. I've always loved watching movies. I've always loved reading. So I don't differentiate between the two of them. My best book to date is Many Masters, Many Lives. It is about the past.
I know. Heard about that. Yes. I heard about that.
And then
it could be a lot of fame.
Could be a lot of?
Yeah, go ahead.
Imagination.
Many Masters, Many Lives is not an imagination. It is a recorded session between the psychiatrist and the client. And that triggered me to take up MSc in psychotherapy.
There was a book about cloning in his splitting image. The book was a bestseller. After several years, the fellow said, it is all fabrication, nothing like that happened. Okay. He let out a story about somebody cloning somebody, that man going and attending corporate meetings, this, that, and all stuff. And after some time, he said, fabrication.
Okay, one of, or not all are fabrication, please.
True. Anyway, their imagination has to be appreciated.
Of course. Writing
No dispute
about
about that.
It's a skill.
No dispute about that.
But not always a negative point of view about.
We believe what we like to believe. Exactly. If you examine carefully, you will see if I believe in something, it is because I like it.
Yeah. Okay, Ramaji, you continue. We'll have views coming from once you finish.
No. I think I'm done with this.
Interruptions actually probably does not allow you to complete what you want to say.
No. I think I'm done with it, and this is what I wanted to convey. I love reading. I love watching movies for the music and story, and
when it comes to reading, I am far away from it. I never read anything, not even studied properly. But I saw Khuddar in 1980s, in the mid 80s, and then read Cain and Abel. That was supposed to be the inspiration for Khuddar. But I didn't find them very similar. But yeah, it was kind of, the plot was overall there.
Yeah, they take the plot and build upon it, and they put fiction also in it. And the script has to be, you don't make a movie for yourself. Right. The audience has to come. It is a business.
Yeah, from business angle, that is where they change. In fact, Mohan was writing about that only some time back.
Yes.
So script writers have to do that so that the movie does not bomb at the box office.
Who has so much money to sink in like that?
Exactly.
So, yes. All right. This is what I wanted to say.
Saroj, Mohan and Gyan, these are the three people who want to air something. So, Saroj, please go ahead. Anji.
I wonder, sir, if you have heard about mind mapping.
Mind mapping?
What? Mind mapping. Because nowadays many authors are using this style of mind mapping. It's somewhat like what Dr. Rama Gopalakrishna said, like coin purse. I'll just show you a picture if you can see on my mobile here.
You can't see it clearly, Amma?
Not very clear. But...
Not clear at all.
No.
No.
So I'll tell you what it is. Like mind mapping is like how we write down the bullet points, whatever is in our mind, So I say I want to write a book. Then
tree. You have a tree branches.
No. It is a center. It's a center. You give a title of your book or whatever. Say you have got an event. You have got some marriage at home. So what are you going to do? So this mind mapping, it has a center and minimum 7 branches. And each branch has got a sub branch. And they are colored differently. In the center, you give a title of your book and what introduction and Thanksgiving and all those things, what is going to be your first chapter, second chapter. So that will come on your branches, and that will have minimum few words along the branch itself. So when you are actually writing, you will just refer to those things, because when you just start writing, you write and then something comes in the mind and you're writing and some other thing is here. By the time you finish the first one, this mind wala is gone. So first you have to jot down, make a map of your thoughts, and then you start writing. So it becomes easy. Either you write or you type on your laptop or whatever, how you find it. So it's a very easy thing, and because it has got different colors, I wish I could show you. I suppose you are talking about a car. So you write the name of the car and what different other cars could be, like a Audi or Ferrari or what, Lamborghini or what. Then what are the specific to that particular car? Then you will write along the branch. So you write a book on the car, see? Or the mechanics of that car or aerodynamics of that car. You write along the branches. So each main branches will be 7, and then each will have some, further branches, and you can draw the Lamborghini or you can draw a Ferrari along that to remember, So that once you have made the map, it remains in your mind and you don't forget while you write a book.
Yes.
It's like bullet points available at all levels.
Yeah.
I
So
always
bullet
use
points.
bullet points. I
Yeah.
always do it that way.
Bullet points are in a straight line.
Yeah.
Like you may miss something, but these are colorful, you know, and they you remember at least what color you had put for what thing.
Yeah.
And
It's like
easy
a
to
guide.
find, you know, if you have
Yes.
drawn the car also alongside, or you've written aerodynamics and what was particular of that car, that will become easy to, you know, that this is a latest thing which many people are using while
It is
writing
not actually
autobiography.
latest thing. Mind mapping has been there in the IT industry for a very long time now.
Correct.
IT industry always uses. My sister used to tell me about mind mapping, how she plans her project through mind mapping.
Yes,
but I
yes.
didn't, I didn't absorb that, and practice that. But just when you write and then you edit it and present it. I do it within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Whatever I do, it just comes out of my mind and I just edit and just post it on the spot. 5-10 minutes. I don't spend much time for writing messages. And I love that contributing.
Yeah, it has been there. It is in vogue, but you know, like people have not used it. Now, once you use it, you'll find it very useful.
Yeah, because it is very useful. You don't forget. Well, at least when you look at the mind map, the structure, it can be a flow chart, it can be a tree, it can be just about anything, or a circle that you mentioned. The shape doesn't matter, but the inputs are, you don't forget any points that you need to cover in a book.
Yes.
And by the way, I would like to announce here, take the opportunity, if you will allow me, Mr. Lakshmi. Dr. Kamal Setia has come up with a book called Let Thoughts Speak. It is about 7-minute silence. That book, it has come out in Amazon, the Kindle available, and also as a hard copy. He has sent me about 7 copies because I also edited that book and helped him in whatever content I could bring to that book. He asked for that help, and I took up whatever, and I sent it, and he got it published in area of publicity, even in ETV, and that Subhash Chandra, who was the founder of ETV, he only released the first book, I believe, and much of publicity. North India, he got a lot of publicity for that book. So that book you could read. He's one of us, one among us. That is one thing.
He used to do some sessions also in the past.
Oh, he did? He did?
He did. Some sessions.
The 7-minute silence?
No. Some sessions he has done in the past. I have attended a couple of them.
No, just recently he released.
No, some time back.
Yes. I used to attend. He is, and I have already edited several books in astrology also for those who couldn't write it in English and all that. So technically, I'm sound in that subject. So it's so easy for me to understand and correct. Yes, please. That is all I have to say about this.
Thanks, Ramaji. Mohan, you have
as I was looking for a scribe in particular, this is a story which happened 40 years ago, which I have given shape, and now, I'm trying to revive it. See, I took the 1983 India-West Indies final, and I've spun a story around. See, I go to Lords to see the match, and I have a magic binoculars through which, if I see, I can make India win. But as I am seeing, I see India collapsing. And then I see, let's see if I can do something about the West Indies, and the West Indies are hammering. So when Viv Richards hits Madan Lal, in disgust, I snatch the binoculars away and Kapil Dev takes the catch. So now I say, oh my God, this is my technique. So as West Indies is batting, I focus, and as he is playing the shot, I take it off, and West Indies are all out for 140. So this is a story I've written. If somebody can help me scribe it, wicket by wicket, I can take you through. It's called Through My Magic Lens. India wins through my magic lens.
Mohanji, I can connect this story to one which really happened in horse racing.
Okay.
Horse racing. There was
a horse win.
Yes. No, actually, binoculars, yes. That was a gadget which was used. But when you have those, what are they called who ride the horses?
They are called jockeys.
Jockeys. Okay. The best horse, fastest horse. It belonged to one of the English people, and there were Arabs who were also sending their own horses to participate in the races. And big money. The one horse which runs fast and it is a winner, it's a given. What they have done is they somehow tricked the jockey out of that place just before he could ride the horse. Okay, that was it. And then they put something in the horse's ear. Okay, a chip or something. Then when it was running like mad, crazy. And when it reached a certain point, somebody from the audience, binocular, he just triggered something remote. And the horse suddenly, because of the ear disturbance, it it was confused and it didn't run and it didn't win the race. This is a real story I am recalling, but I am not remembering where it took place. It must be in England only. It must be. It's a real story. Arabs, then the Arab person, his horse won the race and he got the money or something.
I can only think of Kumarabab where Mahmood runs with his polioed boy and wins the race. ज्ञान जी आप कुछ बोलना चाहते थे, आप हाथ वापस नीचे कर लिया आपने. I think probably I will not have time for others to speak up.
सबसे पहले तो आपने मूवीज के ऊपर एक बुक लिखी, उसके लिए आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई.
Oh, thank you. I'm on, yes.
बाकी तो बहुत सी किताबों में फिल्में बनी हैं, जैसे कि हमारे जमाने में गुलशन नंदा की कई किताबें, गुलशन नंदा की किताबें बड़ी मशहूर हुई, तो उनके ऊपर फिल्म जैसे कटी पतंग वगैरह
पहले याद हुई है,
बहुत बनी पिक्चर है. गाइड जैसे आर के नारायण की पिक्चर बनी,
जी
बहुत अच्छी बनी. तो किताबों और मूवीज का 3 इडियट्स, या अभी चेतन भगत की कितनी उनकी किताबें बनी.
2 स्टेट्स भी उनका.
हाँ, 2 स्टेट्स भी है. और
अच्छा लगा.
तो मुझे वैसे तो मूवीज बहुत ज्यादा मैंने देखी नहीं बचपन से, क्योंकि मेरी कोई बैकग्राउंड बहुत, आई लॉस्ट माय फादर एट द एज ऑफ 7 years, सो आई वाज नॉट सो इकोनॉमिकली गुड एट दैट टाइम. तो मुझे याद है बहुत बचपन में मैंने धूल का फूल पिक्चर सबसे पहले देखी थी.
अरे वाह वाह.
जिसका वो गाना मुझे आज भी याद है, तू हिंदू बनेगा ना मुसलमान बनेगा, इंसान की औलाद है इंसान बनेगा,
मालिक ने हर इंसान को.
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा गाना हो. तो फिर कार देखी, प्यार की, ऐसे कुछ फिल्में देखी हैं उसमें. और आज तक भी मुझे बहुत शौक नहीं है पिक्चर देखने का, लेकिन कोई बहुत अच्छी पिक्चर आती है तो मैं करता हूँ उसे देखूं.
चलिए, अच्छा है.
बाकी इंटेलिजेंस का जमाना आ गया, मोहन जी से कहिए अब तो आर्टिफिशियल एआई जो है उनकी पूरी किताब लिख देगा.
नहीं, वो तो है, लेकिन उसके फिर भी फीलिंग्स मिसिंग रहेंगे ना, तो उसी का जिक्र हुआ था. चलिए, थैंक यू ज्ञान जी. सरोज जी आप.
हाँ, वो तो है, फीलिंग के बगैर कंप्यूटर में फीलिंग कहाँ है.
हाँ, उसमें
रोबोट में फीलिंग,
इमोशन मिसिंग है, इमोशनल अत्याचार नहीं है.
हाँ, इमोशन लेस होगा.
चलिए फिर सरोज जी आपको कंक्लूजन में कुछ बोलना है, बिकॉज वी आर रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम. काफी जन ने बात नहीं किया. अनिल जी हैं, विजय विनय जी हैं, और कौन है, पुरु, कुछ कुछ नाम दिखता है मुझे कि हु हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू स्पीक. तो वक्त कम है, तो प्लीज गो अहेड सरोज जी.
Sir, I actually don't want to add anything, but this was in reference to movies only. I thought that we could discuss some books also. But what's the train latest books? So I was maybe you have to take another session
for future. Sure, we can look at that. Not a problem. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
सुरेश नंदा जी, आप भी कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं? Good night.
Sir, I would just like to add the jar of IT revolution, Dr. Narayan Murthy. He was a chief guest in a book fair. He said, book has no alternative. Can you hear me, sir? He said.
Yeah, clearly. Book has no alternative. बराबर है. Other poor substitutes है. Soft copies are poor substitutes.
Then second, good books don't make good movies. There are several good books, but the movies flop. Like Khushwant Singh's Train to Pakistan. It won him fame, but the movie Train to Pakistan was a miserable failure. अगर गाइड देवानंद अपने हिसाब से ना बन पाता, तो it would have been a miserable failure because Vijayanand has changed the script. R.K. Narayan also very annoyed with Devanand because he didn't do justice to the book. Or Devanand said, I have put all my earnings in guide. It's a gamble. So I have to do the script accordingly.
Right.
These things. Thank you.
Thank you. Anil ji, Shobha ji, Vinay ji, and Puru ji. Any of you would like to say anything, or should we close the session? You have opportunity to unmute. Any of you?
Yeah, namaste sir.
Namaste ji.
Sir, एक request है sir. Can we do the same discuss this same topic in the next session also? Take up the same topic for the next.
No harm done. I mean, if we have 4 people who have not been able to speak, and then more new people will come, we can continue with it. We'll anyway
not because of that, sir. Because it's been such a wonderful session. There's so much more that we can listen to.
Sure.
I have enjoyed it a lot.
We can do part 2. Firoz, is there an issue there, or you have already announced the title for the next one? Firoz? Anyway, we will work with Firoz and co and check how we can do it.
Sir, I don't have to say much. I have been listening to सबको सुना है सर, बहुत ही अच्छा लगा, बहुत ज्ञानवर्धक लगा. All I wanted to say was I have grown up in a family where my parents were everybody was reading. I am the youngest in my family, तो मेरे parents बहुत पढ़ते थे, elder sisters, brother सब पढ़ते थे सर. तो काफी कुछ साहित्य घर में रहता था और म्यूजिकली बहुत म्यूजिक का शौक था फादर को. तो मेरे घर में काफी मदर इंडिया एक मैगजीन हुआ करती थी,
बाबूराव पटेल,
बहुत सारा which
it was called Film India earlier before it became Mother India.
Okay. So I remember as a kid there were a lot of talks about music and films, and we used to watch a lot of Dilip Kumar movies, V Shantaram movies, Rishikesh Mukherjee. So all of that is there. My favorite film has been I think Jaagte Raho, which has left an impression. Anupama, films like these, and films those films जिनमें बहुत म्यूजिक का भी इम्पैक्ट था सर, the background music.
Okay.
Like, for example, Anupama, the background music in the film, apart from the music, song, it was continuously plays in the background. Even in
Yes.
Sahabibi Gulam, again Hemant Kumar's music, Hemant Kumar's music. So that has left a lot of impression on the mind, because that music enhanced the impact of the film. It gave a lot of, it added to the impact of the film. So there are several of those memories in my mind. And books also. A lot of books I can't really name one, but lot of books. Film, I think the films that I have seen, which were based on book. One was Pride and Prejudice, I think, which I thought was
Jane
a
Austen.
well-made
Jane
film.
Austen.
Yeah,
Jane
Jane
Austen.
Austen. Yes. And then another was I can't remember now, but there have been several. Yeah, can't really
Yeah,
remember.
several
That's it,
books.
sir. That's all.
Thanks, Shobhaji. That was good to know.
Thank you.
अनिल जी, विनय जी, पुरु जी, any of you? अनिल जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
नहीं सर, मैं I am a good listener, you know.
You have read the book of Stephen Covey, The Art of Listening, looks like.
Not that way. मैं तो ऐसे सुनना अच्छा पसंद करता हूँ. बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें मैडम रमा से सुनी है, आपसे सुनी है, और मोहन जी से भी बहुत अच्छी नॉलेज ली है. और मैं I will go through these books. मैंने लिखी हैं many masters, many lives, and और एक और लिखी है क्या, रेखा डियर्स एंड डियर ड्रीम अगेन, जो उन्होंने अपनी वाइफ के ऊपर लिखी, कैंसर के ऊपर.
Dedicated to that, yes.
या क्योंकि मेरे मिसेस की भी डेथ कैंसर के साथ हो गई लास्ट ईयर, तो इसलिए आई विल गो थ्रू दैट बुक.
I think, yeah,
that is
Thank you,
thank
Anil
you.
ji.
Thank you.
There is one book by John Gunther. His son died of brain tumor, and he has written a famous, very successful book.
So
The
what is the
title
name?
is
What is the name?
Death Be Not Proud.
Death Be Not Proud. Okay.
Yeah, you can look it up. I don't know. It is because a 50-year-old, now more than 50, 60-year-old story. I'm telling you.
I will search it out.
Death Be Not Proud. It was the story about his 11-year-old boy. He wrote a letter to Einstein, and Einstein replied him, "What you say is of interest. I would like to talk to you in person about this."
Okay,
That boy had such a great mind, but he died of brain tumor at a very young age.
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Okay, good night. Thank you very much. Firoz, can we formally end the session now?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. We see you next week. We'll decide on the topic and then come back to you whether we want to extend it or we have because he has already. Vinayji, you wanted to say something before we wrap up?
Sir, just I was listening and recollecting all my old memories, exactly what sir said. Fighting for tickets and searching for reduced rates tickets, these all things, and books also, petty books. So it is very, very good session, sir. I'm thankful to you all, sir.
It's all our session, and we should thank seniors today for providing us with this platform where we are all able to connect, talk, discuss, and get ideas. There's so much learning now. Mohan is looking for a scribe, and Ramaji is going to be of great help. So, it's something which we are only enabling in the bargain. So, thank you all. So, we will be. Prabha Tandon has just joined. I think we are on our closure at this point in time. We are just about finishing our session. Thank you all. So, we'll meet again next week. Same time, 6 o'clock. Bye then. Yeah.